Welcome back. Today we're going to be getting into a great question from one of my subscribers about precautions to take to avoid getting lost and to avoid getting hurt in the backcountry. I'm going to go over 5 things that you can do to, number 1, avoid getting lost, and number 2, if you do get lost, to hopefully be able to spend the night or maybe at least a couple nights and get back out to safety. Let's get into it. The best thing that you can do to avoid getting lost or something happening is tell somebody where you're gonna be and what time you're gonna be back. What this looks like is, hey, I'm gonna be going on this 10-mile hike and I should be done between here and there, and you can expect a call from me at whatever time. Now, you gotta give them the disclaimer that a lot of times when you're on these hikes, you're not gonna have service. Therefore, you may not be in contact with them the whole time until you get out. I always like to kind of overestimate my time just because I don't want to have that pressure of having to finish before, they notify someone that I haven't, or that I've been gone for longer than I expected. Now, an additional thing that I will do with this, I will actually drop them a pin of where I'm gonna be. On the mapping system that I use, I will be like, hey, Chad wants to share a waypoint with you. I'll text them it on their phone and they can pull it up and they can see where I will be. Now, obviously going off of that one, number 2 is going to be, you need some sort of offline, that's very important, mapping systems. Probably the top 3 are Gaia GPS, AllTrails, and Onyx Maps. I personally use Onyx Maps, but that's just because I hunt as well, so I don't want to pay for another subscription. Now, with AllTrails and Gaia, these are free, but they're only going to be free if you have service, which obviously a lot of the places that you hike, you aren't going to have service, so your map isn't going to download. My girlfriend ran into this in Canyonlands. I urged her to get the paid version of Gaia after it. Luckily, she came across some service, was able to download some of the map, but yeah, it could have been pretty ugly. Prior to going out on your hike or your backpacking trip or whatever, download that section that you're going to be at. I've done this with Onyx Maps before and I think that it's downloaded, but I'll get into the field and it actually didn't download completely. So make sure you're double checking, switch your phone to airplane mode, and make sure that it actually still comes up when you are offline. Number 3, you want to get an offline communicator, such as some kind of satellite phone. And by the way, I'm going to leave links to all this gear in the description, so you don't have to search for it and do all that stuff. Support the channel. That's a plug, shameless plug. Anyway, this is a Garmin InReach SE. There's many different models of this. I really prefer Garmin. You pay like a small monthly fee, a subscription, and you're able to text when you don't have normal service on your phone. What I would really recommend is the Garmin Mini. It's kind of expensive, but it's like half the size of this. This is a little bit heavy for backpacking, but this is gonna be one of your most key components when you are out, especially if you're backpacking solo or hiking solo. This is gonna be your best friend. It's got an SOS button here, will notify authorities and pretty much the National Guard that you're in trouble. They'll fly a helicopter overhead and hopefully pick you up. Now, that's very simplistic terms. Obviously, if weather is pending, they're not gonna be able to do that. This is probably one of the most critical components to staying found or avoiding being lost. So number 4 and 5 are gonna be things that you should have on you in the event that you are lost, that you're hurt, that you're injured. These are things that are gonna help you out and help you stay alive, at least so you can be found. So number 1 is some sort of first aid kit. So in my first aid kit, it's pretty minimal, but one of the things I always bring is a space blanket. Now this thing is super cheap, but could save your life. Basically, it just reflects the heat back towards you if you're ever in danger and you don't have a sleeping bag or anything like that and you have to spend the night. It's hopefully will keep you warm enough to get through the night. I will also bring some petroleum jelly soaked cotton balls just for fire starting, again, to warm myself. Bring a small compass. I also bring some painkillers. Again, just maybe that's just a little bump you need to get yourself out of there. Altitude sickness stuff. I bought a bunch of different band-aids, bandages, stuff like that. Just a kind of a wide assortment. I also bring some super glue just to, if you have a big wound, hopefully you can close it up. Another thing that I will bring in this is like some hand warmers or something. You can put them in your sleeping bag if your sleeping bag gets wet, keep you warm. Number 5 is gonna be precautionary gear. Gonna be stuff that you're gonna want on hand and you should bring on every hike, every backpack, just in case, okay? Number 1 is gonna be an external charger to charge your phone or to charge your inReach. Just in case batteries get low. I've known of people that are, made a call on 1% battery. Thankfully, they were able to get through to someone and then able to get found, but you don't want that to be you, so some sort of external charger is perfect for that. Second thing you want is gonna be a headlamp. Again, hike or your trip goes a little bit longer than you thought. This is gonna help you see, obviously, at night and help you get out of there, help you navigate the trail way easier than using your phone, draining the battery. Particularly in the Pacific Northwest, is you're gonna always want some sort of like rain gear or raincoat. Just protects you from hypothermia, which then is going to obviously ruin the rest of your trip and make things a lot more dangerous. We'll see you for the next one.